Hello and welcome to the stream. Today we're returning to Oxygen Not Included, where we see how our friends, or some of you, in the Discord, from the Catherine Sky Discord are faring. Last time we started making good progress on the chlorine room. We do have some chlorine leaking out, but that's largely because we don't have enough oxygen pressure. Now we've opened up new areas and the oxygen is just venting into those areas. So as the oxygen is continued to be produced, we'll be a little bit better off. We do need to set this to bleach stone. Whatever category that's in. I wish there was a search here. That would be nice. Miscellaneous? No. Did we not get any yet? We may not have. I think it's in one of those that I opened, so we may not have cut into any yet. No, we still have to. We still have to cut into it yet. Hey, Phasian, welcome. We sucked most of the chlorine out of this room. Oh, we still have this room to go. Okay, they need to just get up there and keep going. Hardly any pressure in here, though. They're gonna have a hard time breathing. Get bleach stone now? Goes to consumable or gotten any yet? Remember what category this is in, Phasian? Raw mineral? No. I think it goes into consumable. Or wait a few more minutes. Let somebody get up there and chew on that for a little bit. You can see there's trace amounts of chlorine in here and right up here. It's floating on top here because of all the carbon dioxide in here. But that'll drift away as we dig out some of this. Actually, we could dig out some of this right here. Now that we have an outside of this base, we could actually dig a little bit of this out. 2 blocks out. And we also need to finish this insulation. Heard the printing pod ding. So let's see what we can get. Lime. That's not a bad idea, but we need it more. We need the bristleberries more right now. The lime can come later. All right. Doing uncooked food. Lots of lice loaf. That's good. Which overlay is which function key. All polluted oxygen now because we're still waiting for this event out. It'll eventually basically suck this down to vacuum. But altogether, we did a fairly good job of getting the chlorine into the chlorine room. Turn on the circulator pumps. Try and get a little bit of that carbon dioxide out of the floor. Yeah, it's picking up oxygen, polluted oxygen. There's not enough chlorine in here to make a good room yet, but we're getting there. Any extra we have, I'll actually run that into a storage tank so we can use it for later. Ooh, that's gonna be bad. Cancel. Don't want to do that yet. Haha. If I would have replaced these tiles, all this water, or some of this water would have just splashed down into here. That could have been messy. Okay, so they did eventually dig into that, which means we do have bleach stone available now. There it is. Bleach stone. Okay, make that a number 6. We need to make sure, yeah, that it doesn't get put into these storage buildings. All right. Copy. Thank you. Because if it gets put into these, then we start getting chlorine leaking into the rest of the base. Okay, calcium to skill point. Let's see if we can use it, or if, like for peps, we want to wait. I think we want to wait. Yeah, I think I'd rather have the buffer. At this point, the morale buffer. You connect that power once we're ready to get the water out of there. Ready to go over there. That's good. All ice and snow? Yep, it is. Okay. Old amalgam's pretty close. That's good. And that a little bit later. Not today, but later in general. Make some more of the... Oh, they did make all the gristleberries. Enough. Okay. If I remember the right code here. I'm not doing too horribly. Except for over here. There's a lot of heat over here. Not really good. Run this one more. Well, I'm going to come over here and run this one more. Ooh, we got a sage hatchling egg. Nice. There's no difference between the hatches. The different subspecies or whichever. There's a better chance of sage hatchlings if they eat dirt. And then stone hatchlings if they eat sedimentary rock. But there's no difference in what happens when they eat stuff. They eat stuff, they make coal. This is probably going to take a while to fully pull dry. They can't get up there. Do that first. Let's see. This one and that one. Or they can get up here and get this bleach stone out of here. I don't want to cut this one because we'll get the hydrogen in here. We don't want the hydrogen just yet. We have plenty. We actually have some leaking out of that room too. And that's because there's not as much pressure, oxygen pressure in here as there is hydrogen pressure. The hydrogen is at about 2,000 grams per block, and the oxygen's only, or the rest of it's only at like 500, so it's leaking out. Are you gonna go up there and work on that? Easy, is that you over here digging? No, there's Roadster over here digging. Okay. Could really pull this down all over here. That way, anything of the stuff that drops, they can come down here and pick up. We'll see what that buried object is too. I mean, we'll once you get in here and get all this copper ore, we'll need it. At least for now. Do those pieces. Maybe I should do a little bit of higher priority on these. Just so that... Oh, Pepsi's here. Okay, good. I also want to check Harvest. Yeah, we did set all that to harvest. Once we kind of get in here and get this stuff out, I think I'll seal this room off here again for a while. Let this pump down to vacuum. And then we can drain the water out of here. Because we really don't need the pinch of pepper nuts yet. Fine, but actually we should sweep out here so we get all the bleach stone picked up. And anything else laying on the ground. Oh. There's a little bit of slime lung in here. Like it came from somewhere in here. Maybe. Must just be kind of a naturally occurring slime lung as opposed to the stuff that's infesting in here. Must be some... Oh yeah, there's a little bit of polluted oxygen up there. I was working on the heat issue. That looks good. At least now the primary heat generators, being the coal generators, are sealed in insulated rooms, so they won't be as dangerous to us. Yeah, so this area cooled down pretty well after we took that heater out. That's good. Or that generator out. Taking a nap. Are we gonna come up here and deal with this stuff, or... Bleach stone now. Fuck that. Might have to do a little bit higher priority on this sweep. So that they actually come up here and do it. And of course it'll be the next day. Once I get this room fairly well done with chlorine, as you can see, the germs plummet in chlorine. I mean, it's skipping around, but that's because it's flowing. But the germs really, really die in the chlorine. So eventually this will be... Once this is completely chlorine, which there's a lot of polluted oxygen, which is where the germs are coming from. And there's some carbon dioxide down here too. Once we get this all down to chlorine, it'll be much better looking. So we should set this so they can't pass right through this door anymore. And they can't pass up through this door anymore. So now they have to go down. No, wait, I did that backwards. They can't go down through this door anymore. They have to go left out, so they exit this way. And then they come back in the base by coming through the chlorine room. And that scrubs the duplicant themselves of at least some of the germs that are on them while they pass through the room. And that has the advantage of keeping them from getting as sick as easily. Lana skill point. Could give her research. At least it's a morale booster. Could also do the super hard digging. Also morale booster. That would increase... Do the research one, because that gives 1 and 1. We only need the super hard digging when we actually dig through diamond and obsidian. And well, we have obsidian to dig through here. We don't need to dig through it. So it's not as compelling. We have Phasian can already do it, so don't need two people who can dig through it just yet. We have a lot of carbon dioxide to deal with. I'm gonna cancel these sweep jobs just so they do the other ones first. A lot more work for them to sweep out here, though. I wonder if this is safe enough now. Just put a door in. Because the pressure... Could just put a door in. Because the pressure is going to be higher out here. Oh, it's not that much higher out here. And we're leaking a lot of carbon dioxide, or chlorine, because of all of the carbon dioxide and polluted oxygen. Low pressure. There was a hatch down there. Where are we for hatches? Oh, we could wrangle this one. We are largely out of chlorine up here now, so I think we can probably just go ahead and shut this off. Or, not shut it off, but turn the pump on. Let the water start running. Also, we can build a wall block there. Only Alana goes through and goes to retrieve something. Then I'll just put a manual airlock in right here, I think, once the water pumps down enough. And it's nighttime again. At this point in the game, it's kind of a slow move because you're trying to get out into the other biomes, but you can't. You don't want to venture too fast, too far, so that you don't lose. So you don't lose control of any health issues or whatever. But then once we get past the next step, which is the suits, we'll be in a much better condition. Actually, this kind of area right here might be a good spot for a shaft, a access shaft. Pip eggs. At least we can make eggs out of them. Almost out of them, rather. Still have some food poisoning going on. It might still just be latent from when the kitchen was over here and they weren't washing to go in and cook and stuff like that. It might still be food poisoning on the box itself from when all that was going on. Okay, so oh, that's weird. Water in this game's a little derpy. How does that work? Yeah, some of that chlorine settled down here now. We'll get it out of there eventually. It won't hurt being down there, though. Really need to deal with this air temperature. But now we can start digging like crazy, so we can go and find the next nearest biome, the next nearest cold biome, and see if we can find some more wheezeworts. There should be another cold biome off to the side over here someplace, so we'll head in that direction. We can dig through this slime biome now pretty easy without very much risk, because they'll have to come through here. And must have wrangled it, carried it up, and dropped it. I think we've pulled enough of the chlorine out of this room that any more is just going to be challenge to get out. We can probably just deconstruct this. Any of the rest of the chlorine will just kind of settle in here with the rest of this over here. I don't think I wanted that to be infinite. Fry eggs are these, and they are not happy about the eggs being in there. See if we can pick those up. Do a couple of mesh tiles here just to kind of keep the air vent going, and then we can dig into the slime biome. I need to set up a couple of storage containers out here. Actually, they probably should be back in there. Put them out here. These are going to be where we store any bulk slime that we mine. So I'm just going to go in here to be disinfected. Oh, toilets are all out of order again. Get that mopped up before it gets too full and you can't mop it up anymore. That's probably half the reason why their food is food poisoned. They're peeing on it. We're literally standing in front of the toilet. Alright, let's get that mopped. Yeah. What happens when you pee on your food? You get food poisoning from it. Could take up this little bit of slime and stuff that's here. Put a floor in there instead. Alright, so this is organic lime. Yes. Copy. I know I clicked the copy button. Slime. We need to make sure we take slime out of this if it's there, and it's not there, so that's good. However, could store some other stuff here. Don't want that stuff there. Those can go in there. Bleach stone, that would be in that one. Alright, copy. Keep on digging. Yep, there's gold biome right there. Excellent. Hopefully there's a couple of Weezeworts there. Yeah, don't whiz on the food supplies. Let that be a lesson to you. Do not whiz on the food supplies. Omelets, meal lice, okay. Yep. That looks okay for now. We're going to eventually need some more space to store the food. At that point, we'll build some refrigerators. We can build them. They're the same shape as the storage bins. We could build 2 of them side by side here. And still keep them unplugged. Buried in the carbon dioxide to keep it fresh. We're gonna need some stepping stones here. Actually, we don't, but it'll be nice to have. You're standing in a puddle of polluted water. Don't get your head stuck, Peps. Thank you. I'll probably dig a little tunnel down here to drain this polluted water into. But that can probably be mobbed. Ooh, one of those can be. Handy. So, there are... Good. Ooh, there's a wart seed and a Weezewort here. That's convenient. Oh, we have a... whatchamacallit? Ha! A thing. Words escape me. A vent here. Some kind. So we'll have to be careful digging into that before we know what it is. Usually I think if you dig out these 2 tiles and these 2 tiles, you're safe. Hopefully. Turn this on. We'll just leave it on for like half the day. We'll do some circulating and then we'll do some relaxing. Alright. Somebody come and wrangle this guy already. Pick up the eggs and the coal. Phasing out to get back to work. He ran through the slime, or through the polluted water. Skill point for Catherine. Catherine could potentially take another skill with 15 morale points. I think we should go this direction. We'll move our way towards the exosuit training. Because once we have... Oh, we already have oxygen being made. We can make refined metals, which we should get Llama back to work on those. Takes a while to dig through Bissolite and even longer to dig through obsidian. Oh, I know what we need to build. We need to build some deodorizers here. 2 of them right there. And we'll just kind of make them every so often here along the way. That'll filter this polluted oxygen. Let's keep going with those. Let's put a couple in here too. That'll keep this polluted oxygen that's floating around in here, clean it up. Step down, I think, one. Oh boy. Hypothermia. Alright, who's mopping? Come here and mop. Are you gonna need to have treatment anymore for hypothermia? No, it just goes away. Okay, good. Now let's build a ladder shaft down here. I'm gonna pick up some of this junk too. Carbon dioxide geyser. Not bad, but not wanted right now. All that stinker in. Probably should have put a door in. That would have been smart. Because we can let Sydney go in there and do some analysis on it. So the good thing about digging into the slime biomes is a prolific supply of polluted water, which can be filtered and cleaned, and polluted oxygen that can be filtered and cleaned and turned into regular oxygen. Other side of I don't know what that means. Ooh, a wart seed. Nice. I could have just done the copy paste. Somebody supplied these? I haven't supplied these yet. Fuck on it. Get some sand in here. No point for llama? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I guess I could have put a door on the other side. That would have been smart. Oh wait, llama. Well, he likes art, so we could let him do a little bit of artwork. Okay. All the polluted ice is melting now that we've busted into here. Let's look at the temperatures. Yeah, so this is starting to melt some of the edge of the ice biome and cause polluted water to come in here, which is why I want to build this drain. But I also want to pick up some of this junk here because some of it's good junk. Well, you could mop it, Kelsey. I mean... Oh, now you filled the thing with water. Okay, good. It evaporated or something. Oh, it turned it back into polluted ice. It got cold. So we have lots of weezeworts now. I mean, not lots, but we have more weezeworts now. Out of power? Why are we out of power? Half of our base is out of power. Why are you not tending to the power, somebody? Llama? You're the mechanical guy. Come and do the mechanical stuff. You're wearing a hard hat and everything. Like it's meant to be. Probably running the coolers. Eldorn skill points. I think you're okay where you're at right now. There's a room in here that will contain some decoration of some kind. The Dora axis is here. We could always dig through the wall too. Not that worried about it. Okay. This is making a difference. Hopefully. We can also take some of these farm tiles. Let's look at the hottest areas of the base are. We're doing okay, except for right in here. Something with that. Suppose we could destroy this. To put a farm tile in. Could have still one wart seed, two wart seeds. Oh yeah, two, because we got one via the printer. We had 2 warts and then an extra wart seed. Where else could we use one? Probably use one here too. And it's the end of the day already. Oh, this looks bad. Still haven't filled that? Let's look at the priorities. Flying. Kelsey and Lana, but they're also tidying. Let's take the tidying down. They supply with a little bit more priority. We auto harvest the sleet wheat up here. Skill point. We'll go ahead and take carrying. Now we should take some stuff that he likes first. Primary job is decorating, so it's good to take the decorating skill. No, soggy feet. Okay, wort seed. Oh, this battery's still connected to the network. Oops. Didn't want that there anymore. Looks like it might actually be making a difference finally. It's going to take it a while because it's got to cool. It's going to end up having to cool like the insulated tile around it and everything. So it's going to take it a while to cool this room off. But I think it's making a difference finally. Oh, we can't do that yet. We have to keep this still open. Why are you not making the copper? We're still operating, right? Yeah, you have the tinkering hat. Okay. So I think the next thing I want to do is just keep digging. There's another geyser of some kind here, vent. Would like to work my way toward finding more cold biomes and or coal wheezeworts, more wheezeworts. It's good that we can get them through the printer now, but that's just totally random, so who knows how often that will happen. Did one of the other hatches die? Or is it roaming around in here someplace? Looks like one of them might have just died. We only have 6 still. We had 6 and we're bringing that one in, but one's missing. So let's just keep... They're going to start complaining about cold here pretty soon, but let's keep digging up. Just so we can reveal some more of the fog of war. We should start making the stuff to make the suits. And the suit dock and stuff. There. Bayesian skill point. Wouldn't hurt to give you operating as well. That way you could be the backup for making things like ore. Make a dent. Oh wow, yeah. Eventually this room will be entirely blue. It'll be cold enough there, it'll look just like the ice biome. At least if it's still the same as it was a few versions ago. Another vent there? Is that the one that we looked at a minute ago? No, that's another one. This is one we looked at a minute ago. The good thing about wearing this suit... Uh-oh. Online Lana got slime log. Alright, we're going to need to set up an infirmary. Medicine. Good infirmary might be this room here. We can take this thing out. We'll deal with those plants later, but... medicine. Yeah, there's cot. There. A wash basin there. What else is needed for the room? A toilet. Mess table. Plumbing. Outhouse. Put some sculpting blocks in for decoration, happiness, and joy. Anna's ineligible? Okay, it knows it's a hospital now. Must have gotten well already? Oh. Right. Thank you. Interesting. Is there another... Oh, maybe I need the sick bay? Yeah, maybe I need that. So maybe we should fix this here and actually take these plants down. But I'm going to put the wash basin right next to the door, and then we'll put the sick bay in here. Somebody come in. Pepsi's sick now too. Slime lung too. Well, that barely fits. What's the size? Okay, 96. So we'll eventually build a bigger one, I think, so we can put the apothecary table and stuff in here. Medical pack. How do we make the medical pack? Is that done at the apothecary? Do I have room to put in here? Oh, that's good. You can make Atmos suits out of different metals now. I think they were always only copper. I think I want to put in... Have you not delivered? Okay, good, you have. Got a bunch of polluted water in here now, somehow. I think we want to build, actually in a, continuing this ceiling here. Up to here. That. Ladder up here, and we'll take these ladders out, and they'll have to come around, because here's where I want to put my suit dock and all of my suits. That will cap you out. I think we'll sit where we're at right now. Sydney is mopping. What's this doing? Still cooling. Good. So this will do a lot towards keeping our base cooler, because it'll be pumping cool oxygen instead of hot oxygen. As long as we can keep it in the sort of temperate zone, or at most the warm zone, but the temperate zone would be nice. A little under 20 degrees Celsius would be nice. I'm okay with the low 20s though. Up to about 25 would be sort of ideal. Good Pets and Roadster are doing building. Good thing with the chlorine floating around in here is it's going to kill some of the germs in the slime. Probably. Okay, good. This did eventually settle to look good. I need to dig into here too. Do the same thing. Did on the other side. Gas pump right in there. Before they dig this out, I want to build a floor. That'd be smart. That would be the smart thing. I promise we won't do that. The water out. A lot of carbon dioxide down here. Spicy tofu. Oh. Or barbecue. Barbecue has a really good food value. I'm not sure what the spicy tofu food value is, but barbecue is really good. They're probably similar. See what the spicy tofu looks like food-wise here. Bulls. Morale plus 16. Yeah, it's got good value. Okay, good. You can make allergy medication. Make these curative tablets. Sound like something a snake oil salesman would sell. That room being that short bothers me, so I'm going to raise it up a little bit. They eventually got most everything from here, so we'll go ahead and put in last ladder tile and let it open up. And let the polluted water drain down there. A lot of junk laying around again. Really would like to be able to increase the pressure out here. Well, the way to do it, actually we've already basically doing it. Construct these two ladders and build, because once we do this, I can actually open this doorway up, or open the door up at least, and it'll increase the pressure out here and push some of that chlorine down into this room, or at least keep it down in that room. Really need to get rid of the carbon dioxide. Could run the carbon skimmer. Uses a lot of water though. 1,000 grams per second. And of course it produces heat. See if we can do this sort of the right way first, and then we'll go from there. Lana, how you feeling? Still got the slime lung? Still recovering. Good. Yeah, now the oxygen's leaving this room at about 25 Celsius. Heating back up again, going through this insulated tile, unfortunately. I guess I could have put insulated piping along this way, but it'll cool it down eventually. It's already starting to cool. You can see the yellow and some of the orange here. It's already starting to cool it down a little bit. So it'll take a little while, but it'll cool it down. But what happened to all the slime? Well, alright, Peps. Go get something to eat then. Okay, good. The slime came into the chlorine room. That'll hopefully do. I'm going to use a gas bridge here, just to make sure I don't need to. Never mind. Or up there too. Nope, nope. I'm gonna build this stuff. You out of igneous? Got plenty of igneous. You have to go get it? Is that what the deal is? Oh yeah, laying around over here someplace. I need to mute myself for just a minute. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. I think I want Sydney to come here and analyze this. You can see it's producing a little bit of liquid carbon dioxide because it's so cold in this room. Carbon dioxide condenses at minus 48.1 Celsius, and at least this, for a little bit, is getting pretty cold. I saw a minus 50 blip there for a second. Yeah, it's getting cold in there, Sydney. And you can't breathe. Be nicer when you have a suit. Speaking of suits, how are the suits going? Nobody's made any yet. Hey, make the suits. Now, I know you had plenty of reed fibers a minute ago. Thought you did anyway. But we can get more. Now that we're into the slime biome, we can get... Well, that's the other thing we need to get is some mushrooms. Then we'll read there. Probably build this ladder up there. That way they can have the shortcut there. Alright, llama. What's up with the power? There's another wheeze word over here. We needed to cool another portion of our base down a little bit. We could. Eventually, I'd like to replace all of the ice fans with the wheeze warts. There. Alright, what's the holdup? How do you reload this machine with some coal? Thank you, Phasian. Okay, so now I can open up this door. And I can let some of the base pressure work its way into this area too. And hopefully push some of that chlorine down. Back down into the chlorine room. And some of it leaked all the way out here, and there's some of it floating around up here. But at least, hopefully, some of the stuff in here can get pumped out. Flush down. Push down. Okay, so we are now going to town in here, so we can cut into this area. More pressure outside, so I can't really help with that. Just yet, anyway. A lot of pressure in that room now, but it's all carbon dioxide. Sydney's eardrums just popped. Hypothermia. Because she's standing in the cold. You know what? Maybe we should break into here because there might be some lockers. Those lockers might have that still. Lockers might have some sweaters in them. That would be good while Sydney's in here trying to work. Okay. Not. You're gonna make me use the door now? That's interesting as so. New. So if we use the door, we could cut across here. We'll dig into this chlorine a little bit. But I'm not gonna bother setting up something like Something like this over there. Too much, I think, to do. Widen that so that more can flow. And the printables are available. Barbecue. Now we can look at what the barbecue gives versus the tofu. Oh wow, tofu's way better than barbecue. You're not starving, you're just on your way to eat. Axe. I think we could just dig across here. Ladder in. Them hop across. Oh, the ladder's here to hop across. That. Felony achievement earned. We survived a long time. Question. And cool. Oh, so these are the ones we got. Which, oh yeah, that's right. Which, this doesn't make any sense, and this I guess makes sense now, but it didn't make sense when we got it. So apparently when you get to 100 cycles, you get that achievement. Survived, yay. That kind of thing. I think we could put this main shaft in here. If we did wall here, and then a space, then a ladder, and then a space, and then a ladder, and then a space, and then the wall. That's usually what I like to do. And what that does is that gives me sort of ladder access the entire height of my base. Oh, and then I also do a fire pole in the middle, but it gives me access to the entirety of my base vertically via one sort of main shaft. Allows me to explore a little bit easier and faster. And move around a little easier and faster, especially with the fire pole. And then once we get transit tubes, it'll be even faster. Go eat, Sydney. Fast. I'd also like to put in the mechanical or the mechanized airlocks, but those are electrified, so we need to have a decent power setup first. That's the other thing we can dig for is these vents here to see what's in them. It might be a little easier to get to. Might be. Wall, ladder goes here, perhaps. This is going to drip some of that polluted water down into here. But I think I'm okay with that. It'll just freeze. There's already polluted ice in here, so I'll just make some more of that. Flip. Man, I cannot draw straight lines. In any game. Mechanical airlock. Probably keep building this up. Cross. Two. Yep, they can get through there. Okay. So somebody came and built a few of these. Kind of a long walk in the cold. We're not going to like it for very long. Did we not have the reed fibers? I thought we had the reed fibers. Then we only have one. Dig across into here. Let out some hydrogen, but it'll just float up. I'd like to get a hold of these mushrooms. I'd like to auto harvest. No, it does auto harvest, not. We can auto-harvest those too, sure. Yes, excellent. Oh, you need it warmer. It's nighttime again. Yeah, the carbon dioxide is really starting to take over the base now because it's filling up the corner of this room over here above these vents, these airflow tiles. So we're really going to have to deal with the carbon dioxide soon. One way I deal with it is simply just to pump it outside, and that might not be a bad plan. Pretty low pressure here. We could pump it out of this room and into this space over here. At least for a little while. Yeah. Oh, we're okay. Perhaps. No, it's cold. How are we doing over here? Ooh. Good. Chlorine's all leaking out, but otherwise pretty good. One of these in. Get this other bleach stone out of here. End up with quite a soup of gases in at least in the outer part of your base at a point because of all the breaking into different areas and stuff. Get to that sleep rate. Got more. Mess in here from, it's cold, so it's from outside. It's probably polluted ice or something. Or ice is getting carried in and getting polluted. But it's cold, so it's coming in from outside. It's not, what is not hearing. Ooh. Eventually, I think this room will do a good job in cooling down a large portion of this entire chamber. And some of the hydrogen from here has worked its way up into here. At least it'll be easy to trap here and reuse. That's good. Sydney is high stress because she is spending a bunch of time in there. So let's lock this door. Actually, let's just do it that way. Instead of locking it, if you change the permissions, that does the same effect that I want, but I can do it myself instead of waiting for a duplicate to come and lock. Okay, we need to submit a bioscan to get through this door. Put it up to highest priority. Hopefully someone will come over here and, I don't know, get their fingerprints read or scan their retinal scans or something. Sydney? Sydney's really messed up. Popped eardrums. I think Sydney needs a break. Let's create a new schedule. Did we move the schedule button? Isn't that right here? Oh, yes, they added a button up here instead. Add a new schedule for downtime. Give Sydney a little bit of time off here. That should help her out a little bit. I suppose polluted water could be coming from lime? I don't know where that's coming from. So if we build that main shaft here, that'll give us a little bit of space here. I should actually make that a little bit further out. What I want to do is the power transformer. This is the small one. Just 2. Large one is 3. And then I need a power line. Maybe I shouldn't start until there. The shaft. I'll put it right here. So it's really only one additional tile outward from where it was. Definitely need to clean that one up fast. One additional tile outward from where it was, while letting us have room to put power in between here, because we need to eventually bring electricity into our base from somewhere else. Polluted ice here is melting because of the heat, relative heat, coming from the slime biome above it. The polluted water is melting the heat has melted the polluted ice, and now the polluted water is continuing to somewhat melt the polluted ice. Bioscan yet? Skill point for Kelsey. Kelsey now has 2 skill points. Kelsey could actually use some more skills now. Because her morale is so good. I'm not really all that interested in these 2 for her yet, just because we're way off from rockets. But she could get some more basic types of skills, like digging and construction. We shouldn't have skill points for that, but digging and construction. Who else has skill points that's actually fairly... Caladoran. We'll give Caladoran the exosuit wearing. Sydney, I'm hesitant to... Oh, we could give her this one. Her morale might be a little bit inflated now that she's on a day off. Peps is right on the breaking point, but thanks to Peps' job, he spends a lot of time in bad areas. So hopefully once we get some of the suits getting made, there is 4 reed fiber stored here. Now need to kick up the priority on it. It doesn't hurt, I guess, because once the suits are made, there's not really much else they can do that they can use it for. I mean, they can use it to make the suits, and that's it. They won't try and go there and work if it's already... Ooh, somebody opened this up. Good, good. Oh, so that opened up the whole thing now. And we had a neural vacillator. What this does is it gives some sort of a boost to to one person. And then there's a refill you can get through some of the rocketry technology. And this is the log entry for. Oh, that was just found as part of it. I won't read the whole thing, it's rather long. And they do these log entries as well as discoveries in some lockers, which there weren't any lockers here, unfortunately. But discoveries in lockers give a little bit of backstory as to what's going on here. Ooh, we're already to the edge of the map here. Wow. I think if we build a ladder up here, dig this out, we can get at this Weezewort here. Inspect this desk. Yeah, so like inspecting the desk, you find a note. Find some other information randomly scattered throughout. Break into those and we can start harvesting those fleet wheats. Could put a ladder in here, not there, and dig in from both sides. I think it's time to take Sydney off of the day off. Back here in schedule 2. Now they're not happy because they're getting oxygen. I believe, right? The atmosphere. Yeah, they want carbon dioxide. I think we should start planting some of the dust caps down here. Maybe right across here would be a good spot to plant some, where this ladder is right now. And then that way we can start farming them. They need slime for fertilization, though. Maybe that's not a good idea, because I have to bring slime all the way into them. Could farm them down here, but I want to put the access shaft in there. We could dig down here. We'll let this chlorine free. That might be the best option. Let's do that. And break into here. Let the chlorine free, but we'll figure it out later. It'll probably just escape into here someplace. We're going to have to build another self-powered oxygen machine fairly soon. We're doing on heat. Looking pretty good. I think maybe I'll put one in right here. Right here. That's where we're going with it. Sweeping them up there again. I'm actually going to go ahead and destroy this, because it should start getting compensated for a little bit with this cold spreading here. Cold is the air, so we're still above 30 coming into the base. Last block, though, of gas pipe is only 25, so that's pretty good. Build that, and then I think we'll stop here for today, at least for now. I may come back and stream some more later this evening. I'm not sure, but I think we got 90 minutes in. I think this is pretty good progress. I mean, we kind of finished up getting the chlorine in here. We dug out. We found this geyser here. Did some more digging into the frost biome. We got the self-powered oxygen machine making much cooler air now. Need to dig and find what this is. It's taking forever, but once we have the suits, we'll be better off. And we made four suits. We made 4 suits. We made 4 suits. Excellent. So next time we'll do a couple of things. We will build the suit dock and stations. This checkpoint and the suit docks for 4 suits. We'll build our mushroom farm down here. That too now. Build our mushroom farm down here, which all this carbon dioxide will sink into here. We'll be able to make some decent mushrooms down here. Farming them and getting them back into the base will be a little bit rough, but it'll be okay. Here. What else will we do next time? This is pretty much drained dry, so we can probably shut this guy off. Go ahead and start that job. And then we'll probably have to build another one of these in order to provide oxygen to the Atmo suits. And we'll probably just build it up here. I would like to get it out of the base anyway, so we'll build it up here, and we'll just pipe the oxygen down and into the suits. Alright, so I appreciate you guys joining me. Thanks for coming, and we'll see you next time, either later tonight perhaps, or for sure tomorrow. We have a regularly scheduled stream tomorrow evening. So thanks, and we'll see you next time. Bye everyone.